I think for me it was just working with Denis, which was my dream come true. I'd be a teacup in a film with Denis. Because he's kind and he's warm and he's not pretentious and he loves what he does and it trickles down. And we feel like we're a part of something bigger. It's not sort of an egocentric need to create something. It's just us. It's togetherness. I think for me, one of my favorite bits is when my character drinks poison. And she has this sort of turn. And have you seen the film? You're going to watch it now?
I hope so, yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a metamorphosis that happens. And that was amazing to create. Because it will probably be one of the most phenomenal, exhilarating experiences that you will have this year.
I'm glad that it's gotten the reception that it has. People are excited about it. You know, what you think is going to happen is not always the case, and it's been that and more for this. It's fun because between the first movie and the second movie, he just gets angrier and grumpier and all that shit, and he's lost weight, he's let his hair grow out, and then when he meets with the person that he meets with soon thereafter, he's revealed again. You just see this wonderful, vulnerable light come on in his eyes, and it's really nice. There's a little more emotional fluctuation in this one, which I think is fun. Everybody's amazing. Denis amazing, my third movie with him. Zendaya was amazing. Timothée I've watched grow into this, very substantial young man. Austin I think is a revelation. Florence, I'm in love with everybody. I don't know what, it's a love fest. It was truly, because we were in the middle of nowhere, we were 2.5 hours outside of Abu Dhabi, you couldn't help but be a family. That can be a bad thing sometimes. This time it was great. The truth of the matter is it's an epic film. There's very few people, I think Nolan's one of them, I think Denis another, that keeps it personal. He keeps it, emotional, he keeps the story personal. It's not a lot of people that can do that. Star Wars was that. E.T. was that. It's like big scope, and then you get into these relationships, and it's what you want in a movie, It's what you want when you go to the theater and the lights go down and you have your arm in that worm bucket or whatever it is that they've marketed, and you transport, which is cool.
Well, that's the luxury of this. You're coming back for a sequel. I was already there. I already kind of knew who the character was. I had a conversation because the character was more fleshed out. So I had a conversation with Denis right before he started filming, and he said a few things to me, and they just clicked, and I was just ready to go. I don't know, man. I have a special relationship with him as a director. He's I don't know. He treats me like I'm a special actor, and that goes a long way with me because I've always had this chip on my shoulder to prove that I was, I wanted to be an actor. I didn't want to be a movie star. I wasn't chasing a paycheck. It wasn't after the big blockbuster films. I just wanted to be as good of an actor as I could be. And Denis seems to, he puts me in my comfort zone and he brings out the best in me. So it's just my interaction with Denis that I'll remember the most. So it's an amazing film. It just got, it's more the first with the stories and the characters, but it picks up the pace. It's just a lot more, that goes on in this film. There's 1,000,001 different reasons to see it. It's a special film. It's one of those once in a generation films. It's a film that doesn't come along often. So there's no reasons not to see it. It's really it's a beautiful, epic film. You'd be cheating yourselves if you didn't go out and see this film.
It's wonderful. I mean, they're all very talented and very nice people. Denis said that the first one was the starter. This is the full meal, he said, and that's what they can see.
It's always surreal celebrating this movie because it just makes us feel so proud. But yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I think it's always very telling when the first people that want to talk to you about the director you're working with are the crew. And I think, well, I know on this movie, the first day that I got to work, all the crew members that were on the first movie came to tell me how excited they were for me to experience what it was like to work with Denis. And that's a big compliment when your crew is already prepping your actors. So yeah, I had a good feeling when I first stepped on, and I understand exactly why they were telling me how amazing it is to work with him. It's such a fantastic set and set of people to be working with. Oh my God, it's a dream. It's not only is it a dream to work with actors that you've followed and admired for such a long period of your life, but when you admire people in your same age range and you have been waiting to work with them, in Timmy and I's case again, it's genuinely like one of those beautiful pinch me career moments when you get to work with people that you respect, admire, and have the same work ethic as. And it truly just was one of those bizarre, crazy experiences that I hope I get to experience again. What about the wardrobe? I mean, they flexed on my character. I was chuffed every day I got to step out in fabulous outfits. Yeah, I had a very good wardrobe. I want them to go and see it on a big screen with those big speakers and those seats. I think it's so important to watch movies like this in the way that it's intended to be watched, and actually go and feel a part of the sets and the landscapes and the characters and the houses. I'm excited for people to experience that world in the way that Denis has designed it. So yeah, I'm trying to get everybody to go to the cinema as much as possible. Don't watch it on your iPhone.
You know, Dune and Denis Villeneuve and the actors, a big, great cast. And I get to play the Emperor. The best part was the script and the director and the actors. And it was a very nice location.
Where?
Budapest.
My scenes are with Austin and
Villain.
yeah, Austin. And well, actually, it was kind of exciting. And I have this scene where I'm supposed to seduce him, and that is something that was fun. We shot in Italy, in a little town in Italy, and in Budapest. And I have to say, Italy was a dream, because we all every night we had those dinners with the whole crew, and it felt very intimate. I think that Dune has everything. It's pure, for me, pure entertainment. It has everything, visually and the story, the love story, it's just it's mesmerizing. I think people will be blown away.
I would have been a part of this film in any way because I was such a fan of the first film and of Denis' work and of every actor in this film, and then to get to play a character like this that's so much fun and so rich. It was a dream. I was in Hungary for the whole time that I was there, and it was amazing. Have you been?
No,
it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Florence was great because she would get me out of the house, and I tend to just obsess, and I won't leave, and so she would get me out of the house and say, let's go on a hike today, and so I got to see a lot of Hungary because of that, and it was really special. I had such an incredible experience watching this film for the first time. I felt like I was able to watch it as an audience member, and it gave me the feeling that I had as a kid going to the cinema for the first time, and just getting immersed in another world, and all the actors, watching Timothée and Zendaya together, and Chris Walken, and just every one of the actors involved. Josh Brolin, Javier, Rebecca Ferguson's amazing in the film. There's so much. There's so much.
Well, for me, it's very special because when I came to Paris to start my acting career, I dreamt of going to do international movies and obviously American movies. And I did it, and it's my first time doing a premiere in your country, and I'm super, super, super excited and proud, yeah. Well, my character is Shishakli, and I play Chani's best friend. I'm like a Fremen, a very badass fighter, and a funny, honest, and loyal friend, and loyal to the tribe. In a way, it was real organic. When we are together, when we act together, there is no difference before action, and when action comes, we behave the same way. I mean, we really became close friends, and I think it helped for our relationship in the movie. I mean, I have so many memories. I've been there working with them for 6 months. So it was quite long, but I just remember our first day in Jordan when we all arrived. I mean, all the DOP, the sound, the whole crew. We came all together with our cars, and it was like hundreds and hundreds of cars going to the desert for our first day in the Fremen world. So it was like, okay, I mean, this image of everybody it was like we were like the president, like it was something, so we were like, I don't know, it was an amazing feeling, and the location was breathtaking. I mean, the desert in Jordan it's infinity. The photography and the sound I've never seen something like this before, honestly.
I just feel that I'm blessed as a director to have the chance to work with so many great artists. It's a privilege. I learned from my mistake doing part one, so it's uncommon for a director to have the chance to revisit a universe, knowing more where are the traps and how to improve yourself. So it was like again a blessing. Yeah. I absolutely love being in the deep desert because I'm feeling absolutely inspired. Being in the desert, being in the real environment. I'm grateful that the crew and the cast agreed to follow me there. We went in some pretty intense places. I will say I hope that they will be moved by Paul and Chani's love story. If I compare to part one, it's a movie that is much more muscular and have a stronger pacing than part one, I would say. First of all, I didn't have the chance to work a lot with Zendaya at first. It was just a couple of days, so now I had the time to really have the chance to explore acting with her, and she's a tremendous artist. I mean, she's a very impressive artist. And Timothée, it was the first time that I had the chance to see someone growing up in front of the camera. So I mean, Timothée is again a fantastic actor, and seeing him becoming a man in his role and as a human being was fantastic. Ah, look at that.
Overjoyed by it. I mean, to have the stars align the way they have on a picture like this is a thing that happens a few times in a career if you're lucky. So this is just a night to observe and celebrate, and I couldn't feel more blessed. I honestly did not imagine it was possible to steal the thunder of the first film, but I feel like the second film actually has surpassed it, and that Denis has achieved an extraordinary piece of work. The scale and the thunder and the emotion of it, I thought it transported me. And when you can have been inside the process of making a thing and still be moved and transported by the finished piece, then it has truly succeeded. People should see this film in theaters, if at all possible, in IMAX if they can, because this is old school filmmaking. This is spectacle of a kind that rarely appears on screens, and you want to feel this sound thump in your chest. You want to be immersed in a screen that is bigger than you. You will be carried out of yourself if you see this in the venue it was designed for, and that's the theater.